Hey guys, Justin here with JKS Manufacturing, coming at you with part 2 of a 3-part series, kind of talking stages of Jeep. So this is going to be part 2. If you haven't checked out part 1, check the links below, or part 3, check the links below. We'll have them all there for you. So we'll start right into it. This is part 2. We're going to call this like a stage 2 or whatever you might want to call that. Again, we're kind of basing that off of the J-rated system on how we, work with you on designing the right suspension system for how you use your Jeep. And we're gonna call this like a stage 2. And so what this is a 3.5-inch J Konnect system on a Wrangler JL here. We're a 35 1250 on a 17-inch method wheel. All the things from our J Venture system, which is our base system, carry over. So that's gonna be dual rate coil springs, sway bar quicker disconnects, adjustable track bar, all the complete package that really makes these things perform. But in addition to that, we're going to throw in some J-length, fixed length control arms, front and rear, in the lower position. And you'd ask, why would we do that? Okay, why we do that is for the front, we're going to adjust that caster. So that fixed length control arm is a bit longer than stock, which is going to push that axle, kind of rotate it up, get us some more caster. That's what we need for the drive to feel good. If you've got a Jeep and it's wandering around on the highway and you have to do a lot of steering, it's probably caster deficient. So these fixed length control arms correct that. In the rear, we're actually going to recenter the tire in the wheel well. As you lift a vehicle, it brings the tires in. So if we put a little longer control arm in the rear, we recenter the tire in the wheel well. The third reason why we use lower control arms, these things are pure beef. If you've been off-road a little bit, you're going to hit your control arms, you hit your axles, you hit things on rocks and obstacles. These are 2-inch, 250 wall D.O.M. Let's go ahead and absorb that. 2-inch diameter, 250 wall, 1/4 inch thick D.O.M. steel. I literally, and it's bad that I do this, I use them as a skid plate off-road. I will drag these things over rocks, it doesn't matter. Once you have JKS control arms, compare them. Go ahead, take the Pepsi challenge, whatever it might be. Nobody makes a 2-inch, 250 wall lower control arm. We do. And damage them if you can, you can't, okay? The beauty about these things as well is with all that strength and with the caster and the wheel well correction, we're still using the Cleveite OE style bushing. So they're gonna ride and drive as factory, just as good. You're not gonna get any additional maintenance, vibration, any additional road harshness back into the bushing. So probably my favorite control arm with all the control arms that we offer. This is probably my favorite piece. You'll find this at home on a lot of my personal rigs. I love it on the factory rigs as well. Again, it's a maintenance-free control arm. You can beat the heck out of it, and it's one of the staples in the J Konnect system. So moving on, when we talk about stages, obviously this Jeep's got a little bit more than stage 1. We've got a winch on the front. We've got a Snorkel. This actually happens to be one of the RMT Overland Jeeps. If you're following links and checking things out, check out RMT Overland. You can walk in and buy this Jeep, this package, maybe not this particular one, but you can buy this package right from a dealership through RMT. It's a really awesome package. If I was in the Jeep market, I'd probably have to take a strong look at this. But going back to the stage 2, when we talk about that, more off-road accessories, not just because they look cool, but because we're using the Jeep in a different way. We're gonna be on a little bit harder trails, a little bit more robust trails. We might get some night wheeling in, so we got some Baja Designs lights. We could end up stuck for the first time, or better yet, helping somebody else who's stuck. So now we got a winch and recovery points. Deeper water crossings, we've now got a Snorkel involved. So again, kind of a stage 2 on the Jeep build. To go along with all that additional performance, we have now stepped up to a 2.5-inch aluminum body Performance Elite Series shock that has a DSC adjuster from Fox. Super trick shock, so aluminum body, 2.5-inch diameter, okay? That's a larger piston, more fluid capacity, more cooling, more tuning. Just all in all, we're getting closer to that race series shock. DSC adjustable, okay? So this is a remote reservoir, it's got a DSC. DSC stands for dual speed compression, so I can take high speed and low speed and fine tune that to my terrain, my driving style, or my comfort level. Now, many people say, Justin, dual speed, does that mean when I'm going slow, I adjust the shock for this, or I'm going fast, I adjust the shock for that? Kind of. When we talk about speed on these DSC adjusters, we're actually talking about the speed in which the shock shaft is moving inside of the shock body. How fast is that shock moving? So I could be doing 5 miles an hour, but really high speed shock movement. The shaft is moving very, very fast, so I'm tuning there. So you could be crawling and creating really fast movement. Conversely, I could be going really, really fast over some rolling hills and I have very slow shock shaft, and that's where I'm gonna adjust that low speed compression. So really something that you can fine tune to your driving style. You know, what I like in a shock tune, the person next to me might want a little softer, a little stiffer. You know, it all depends. And then as terrain changes, you know, we're gonna tune those shocks or adjust those shocks for varying terrain. We have rocks, we have sand dunes, mud, all those different terrains, all those things that we tie into the J-rated system. It all ties back into, you know, your shock upgrade, your shock tunability, kind of a second stage on the Jeep. So just kind of a quick look at what a stage 2 might be. Check us out for stage 3. Things are gonna get a little bit more aggressive. Again, check out those links in the video, or, you know, the links below the video here. Let me get all that out. And as always, jksmfg.com. Check out rmtoverland.com, ridefox.com, and you can always find us on social media. You know, JKS Manufacturing, Facebook and Instagram, to see what we're up to kind of live in time, you know, what we got going on. So stay tuned.